What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Hope everybody's having a great day or night whenever you're watching this. I got to talk about the Los Angeles Clippers because, man, their offseason, the future of this team looks so bleak and so doomed. And I honestly think that they have one huge critical problem. And it's crazy to say this, but I think it's Kawhi Leonard. The unavailability, whatever word you want to use, he's just never healthy come playoff time, or he doesn't last through the playoffs, and they fail over and over and over again because of it. And this offseason looks like it could be even worse because there's a lot of things that you can dissect with this Clippers team, and players in free agency, players possibly leaving, not having money to sign anybody else if you keep players around. We're going to talk about all of it. So if you're new to the channel, please subscribe if you like this kind of content. Please like the video. But the Clippers offseason is bumpy at best, because what if James Harden leaves? What if Paul George opts out and leaves? Right? It's like, okay, who's going to want to sign up to go play with Kawhi given his injury history, knowing that he's probably not going to be there when I need him the most? Right? And this, let me say this too. Kawhi Leonard, when he plays, is amazing. The problem is he's not there when you need him the most. So let's start with Harden. Right, because he's an unrestricted free agent. He can just bounce and go somewhere else if he wants to. Personally, I think Harden's going to come back. I think he's coming back. They can go into the second apron to re-sign him and bring him back. I think he's going to come back because I don't think anybody else is really going to be pitching that hard for him. And then there's Paul George, who I think is a way hotter commodity and a lot of teams could use. A lot of teams that are looking to get over the hump could use. He's got a player option. I think he's probably going to opt out and go for his last big contract. Right? Like, it makes the most sense. Get my money while I can. And like, from what I've seen, he seems happy in LA. He has his whole life set up there, blah, 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 all that good stuff. So I think all these guys are going to come back, which is going to put them into the second apron, which means you don't got any money to sign anybody good outside of what you already have. And what you already have is a first round exit over and over and over again. So what do? Because no really good player is coming on a minimum contract. That's just not how it works. They don't have any young talent in the farm system, or that was a rookie that hasn't played. They don't have any of that coming up to like be that extra juice that they need. They don't have any of that. And you're going to have minimum contracts to fill out your roster and try to become a title contender when your main problem is that you have one guy that takes up $50 million of your cap space and he's never there. That's the problem. That is their main problem. Paul George can be inconsistent, really damn good though. James Harden, really damn good. Russell Westbrook, really solid off the bench, perfect six-man role. Zubac is good. Norman Powell's good. Like, they have a lot of good players. And if Kawhi Leonard is healthy, they can beat anybody. But like I've said numerous times already in this video, what are the odds we're betting on that? This is 4 years in a row now where it's gone up in smoke because he wasn't there. And I'm confident when he's playing that they can beat anybody in the world. They can do whatever they need to do to get it to win. But I'm not confident that he'll play more than 2 or 3 playoff games every year. That's a major problem. And this is what I think. They signed up for this problem for another 4 years past this. They gave him $200 million. And this is why. This is why they do it. Because they got the new stadium coming. They're going to be in their own kind of out of the Lakers' shadow. They're going to be in their own world now. You need to fill those seats, right? Steve Ballmer's going to want to fill those seats, so he's going to do whatever he can to bring back a Paul George, to bring back James Harden, to be entertaining, right? Because you got to fill that new stadium. The problem is that for the sake of that, there's probably no championship. Which, because let's be honest, if they let those guys go, no one's coming to a new stadium to watch a tanking or terrible team. That's not going to happen. So ultimately, they have nowhere to go. I was looking at it and I'm just like, you're preying on minimum contracts, and you're praying that a good player is willing to take a massive discount to come play in your situation where the main guy that he's supposed to be teaming up with or joining forces with has like a 95% chance of not being there when he needs him most. That's the problem. That's the problem. And this is not a let's shit on Kawhi Leonard video. This is like hey, there's a problem here and they signed up for it, and there's no way of countering this out because no championship team has $50 million that's not playing. Every year, the championship teams are into the apron, and their guys are healthy. Whoever, I mean, if you look at the finals right now, Luka and Kyrie for Denver, and then like most of their teams pretty healthy, or Denver, my bad, Dallas, geez, and then you have Boston, who like all their main guys except for now Kristaps are healthy, right? So ultimately, whoever's healthiest probably wins titles. That's usually how it goes. If you're injured, you probably don't make it, and I can't bank on Kawhi staying healthy for any long stretch of time. Essentially, you're banking on a guy that's going to be 33 with bad knees, with the degenerative knees, to be your most important player. And it's proven time and time again that you can't win that way. And that's a problem because it'd be different if he was making $10 million, right? Or he was on a massive pay cut to win a championship. He's not. And that could be a reason where a Paul George leaves. And it's like, maybe I want to go play in Philly. And, well, then again, you kind of have the same thing with Embiid every year, too. But, like, you're going to run into that problem. Where does Harden go if he wants to leave? I don't know. But I think he's kind of the most likely to stay. But he's also not the most loyal guy in the world where he'll just turn around and ask for a trade. So, either way you do this, you're screwed. And it's like the Clippers signed up to drive into a tunnel with no light at the end of it, and to just keep going into the abyss and think that it's going to change. That's almost the definition of insanity, and I think it's bad management, but I understand it, which is the annoying part, because it's like you have all this new stadium coming, you're going to branch out finally. You want to have some star power, but at what cost? Because you'll probably be a playoff team. It's more than that. You'll probably be a playoff team. But no one's going to trust you. You can't trust your own guys to be there at the most important time. And you're just screwed at that point. And I would love to see them turn it on and just ball out in the playoffs next year. Kawhi stays healthy. The whole perfect, magical thing. But there's like a 1% chance that happens. And there's other teams that are getting better in the West, and they're usually more healthy. I don't see a plus coming for the Clippers, just because you just don't have any wiggle room. You can't go anywhere. Your best guy is not available. It's a recipe for disaster, and they signed up for it for another 4 years. And it's like, for the fans, I kind of feel bad because sure, you're going to get your hopes up next season when they're on a 9-game win streak and they're second in the West and they're hooping, and then of course what happens every year, they end of the season, dudes are hurt, and it goes up in smoke. And I think that just sucks. But let me know in the comments what you think the Clippers are going to do. Do you want to see PG back? Do you want to see him bounce? Do you want to see Harden back? Do you think they're both back? What do you agree with me? And I hate making like these negative videos, but it needs to be said because like Paul George is almost there at the playoff time every year. And it's like, where's my running mate? Oh, he's out because his knees are cooked. And it just sucks to watch every year. But if you're new to the channel, please subscribe if you like this kind of content. Please like the video. I just don't see any positives coming for the Clippers this offseason. You don't have any money. Your best guy is injured quite often. Your players are getting older. You're an aging team, and you had to sign up to try and keep everybody around because you're investing in branching out in your new stadium and everything. It looks bad. But anyway, thanks for watching. I'm done. Peace.